It is hot dude summer this year, but in order to achieve that, you gotta have your grooming game tight, and I'm gonna show you the steps you need to maximize on some potential success. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to The Well-Rounded Dude. My name is Chris. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we cover a whole bunch of topics trying to elevate you to that well-rounded status. Today is no different, and I'm going to show you some grooming steps you need to capitalize this summer. We're going to go fast because a lot of these topics have already been covered in some of my past videos, so let's just hop right into it. Step number one, the hair. Get yourself a fresh do. Get yourself a fresh cut. There are tons of haircuts that are perfect for the summer, or just try something new. I've covered hair a bunch of times on this channel, but get yourself a new haircut. I recommend that you get your hair trimmed or cut every 3 weeks. That's what I do. So that's the first step. Get a new cut. Step number two, we're gonna clean up the eyebrows. Notice I said eyebrows, plural. That means you're supposed to have 2 of them, okay? So you just need to clean up in here, but you never wanna shave it, because if you shave it, imagine this is your hair. Our hair grows tapered. So if you cut the tip off, it's going to leave a coarse, thick hair, and that's how it's gonna grow back. It's gonna look much thicker. Instead of using a razor, you don't wanna do that, you wanna use the tweezers. I recommend using the tweezers from Pete and Pedro. They are very, very, very cool. Hand sharpened at a slant, if you guys can see that, and you just wanna take any stray hairs that is connecting, giving you a unibrow, just slightly pull, that's it, it's painless. Okay, never really touch up around here. I mean, you can a little bit, go below, never go above, but don't overdo it, guys, because that can look feminine. Step number 3, we're gonna combine these. Nostril hairs, ear hairs, they gotta go. You gotta take care of them. Luckily, Pete and Pedro has a great ear hair and nose hair trimmer. You can see here, check it out, very cool. Okay, no nips, no tugs, no pulling. Works very great. What's also cool is it can be charged via USB. Hopefully you guys can see that. You can. So you don't have to worry about buying batteries. Which brings us to step 4, your facial hair. You gotta keep your facial hair in check. And for that, I recommend the Brio. The Brio is going to have multiple uses other than just your facial hair. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. But you guys can't go wrong. This is the facial hair trimmer I've been using for several years now. If you can take a look here, let's see. It's got micro adjustments that you can make. Plus it comes with a bunch of attachments to it. I'm gonna have it linked down in the description, but it's great because you can touch up your beard. You know, like I said, it's what I've been using for years to keep my beard and mustache nice and trim. You guys want to do that at least once a week. Same thing goes with your nose hair and ear hair, which I forgot to mention in the last part. At least once a week, maybe twice. It all depends on you and how fast your facial hair and your ear hair and your nose hair grow. Also, what's very important, and we'll call this step 5, your nape. Your nape is the back of your neck. If you have long hair, I used to have really long hair, so my nape is kind of long. It kind of goes down to here. Again, I haven't touched it so you guys can see it. But like all this, you can shave, you can use a razor. Now, you can either use a normal razor like this and use a mirror and kind of go behind and shave that way. You could ask somebody else to do it for you. It's really quick and simple. Or you could go to your local barbershop. You know, they may charge you a couple bucks. Depending on if you've built a relationship with them, they may just touch you up for free, but you know, again, that depends on you. Once a week is something I would recommend doing with that, but let's move on to the next step. Maybe controversial for some of you guys, your chest hair. Personally, I trim my chest hair. I know a lot of guys, it's sacrilegious to do that. I want to say, do you. There's a lot of women that like shaved chest. There's a lot of women that like hairy chest. it's up to you. Do your preference, whatever you and your partner are happy with. Whatever you are happy with is what's most important. Whatever you are happy with is what's most important. So what I would recommend doing, taking your burrito, putting on a comfortable attachment, whatever you're comfortable at if you do choose to trim, and just knock it down a little bit. Again, this is not something you have to do, but if you've got a lot of chest hair, if your chest hair is just like all over, you might want to take it down a little bit. So I recommend trimming it with the burrito, or if you're into it, make it all go away. Another controversial thing, your armpits. As a guy, I do not recommend shaving your armpits, but again, it's whatever you're into. I personally trim mine. Remember, hair traps a lot of that odor. So if you work outside like I do, my day job, I'm outside in 90-degree weather most of the time. I sweat, it gets hot. To avoid odor, I trim my armpit hair. And it's not a lot, it's just taking it down because there is a lot of odor that is trapped in hair. Same thing goes with your chest. If you're sweating a lot, I should have mentioned that before. If you're sweating a lot, remember, bacteria is trapped by your hair. So if the less hair there is, the less odor there is. But again, this is a completely optional step. But I will say, if you have a lot of armpit hair popping out, throw on an attachment on your burrito, take it down a little bit. Nobody wants to see you like lift your arms if you're wearing a tank top or a t-shirt and it's like popping out. It's not attractive. So now let's talk about the back hair. I personally do not have any back hair, so this is a non-issue for me, but a lot of guys do. If you have back hair, it's all gotta go. You gotta shave it. There's no trimming there. It's not attractive. Nobody is attracted to back hair. Whether you have a little bit or you have a lot, it all has to go. Now, like I said, I don't have personal experience with it, but I do know there are tools out on the market, such as the back blade, that's gotten a lot of reviews. I'll have it linked down in the description if I can find it. It's very simple. You can do it yourself. This way you don't have to ask your mom or your girlfriend to come and, hey honey, come shave me. You know, it has a little attachment that you can put like your shaving cream or whatever, but you don't really need it, honestly. And you can just use it like a back scratcher and it will take all the back hair off. And now we're down to the manscaping area. The man bush. Let's talk about it. I've never heard anybody get excited over a big monstrous man bush, so you're gonna wanna take it down a little bit. Plus, with what we were talking about before with hair and odor, you definitely wanna take some of the length down. Plus, it's gonna make, you know, your general like stand out, if you know what I mean. I recommend using the burrito again, but throw an attachment on, okay? Knock it down to an acceptable length. Whatever that you're comfortable with, that's what you want to knock it down to. Be very careful because, you know, the skin down there is very soft and supple, and these teeth are very hard and sharp. Mix the two of those together, you could have a hot, bloody mess, and you don't want that. So I recommend just take it down a little bit to what you're comfortable at. If you don't want to do it, that's fine, but just remember, hair does trap odor. Your pubic area is a hot, sweaty place, you know, especially it's summertime. You do the math. And then here come the testicles. Testicles should be shaved, no exception. There should be no hair on your balls whatsoever. I've never heard anybody be excited about hair on testicles, but I've done a video explaining the proper technique before. You can see that video here, but you're gonna wanna use a razor, okay? If it's your first time doing this, go slow, because again, you do not wanna go fast. This is not something that you wanna rush. You'll be like, oh, I got 5 minutes. You could do the Zorro. No, don't do that. It will give you a cut and you will bleed. You do not want to do that. So take your time, do it properly. That video also that I mentioned before is non-graphic. Like, I just kind of talk about it. If you are a visual learner, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay, there are videos on YouTube that you can go to that will show you step by step how to do it. Be forewarned, there is the full Monty, there is nudity, but if it is something you really want to learn and you are a visual learner, there is no shame in watching that. So I will tell you, you can search for that. But just be sure that when you're done, make sure to use powder. That's right, powder. Now, not only should you be using powder after you shave your testicles, but you should be using powder every day. This powder right here is the best on the market. It will keep you dry and it fights against moisture. As a matter of fact, I did a demo showing you how it does it, so let's check that out. All right, guys, so we're gonna do a little science experiment. If you remember, Chassis is the OG of ball powder. You may be wondering, does Pete and Pedro do the cool water trick? I'm here to tell you it does. So the science experiment goes like this. 2 glasses, each one representing a testicle. The water representing sweat. We're gonna take the competitor's product and we'll dump in a healthy amount. God, this stuff stinks. We're gonna stir it around. Remember, this is what goes on in your pants, kind of. And what do you have? Clumpy nastiness. Now for the Pete and Pedro. Add a generous amount. Stir it up. And what are you left with? Powder. Okay, guys, and just to prove my point, here is the cheap powder. You can see it's kind of dissolved. Yeah, not getting much protection there. All right, and now we have the Pete and Pedro powder. Look at the powder that's left. I mean, that's powder. My finger's not even wet. So this will keep you dry for hours. Wasn't that cool? Yeah, you guys definitely want to pick up some powder. You can use my discount code wellrounded10 to pick yourself up some powder and to save a little bit of dough. So along with everything else from Pete and Pedro that I've showed you here, this code will work on. And there'll be a link down in the description to take you to Pete and Pedro. You guys, you can't go wrong with this stuff. It'll keep you dry, and especially in the hot summer heat, you want this on your side. And now, friends, let's talk about your butt. Nobody has ever claimed to love a hairy ass. Nobody ever has. That's something you're gonna want to trim, not shave. Do not shave. If you do, you will experience the heat, the flames of hell. Once that hair starts to grow back in, you do not want to do that. What I recommend, our old friend the Brio, put on an attachment and gently glide and remove the hair off of your buttocks. It'll be much better for you. Nobody wants that. It's hygienically speaking, it's not good. And I can't say anything else. You know why you should remove your ass hair. One more thing I should mention. Oh, notice how my nails are nice? That's thanks to the Pete and Pedro manicure set. Okay? You guys should invest in a manicure set. You don't need dirt in your fingernails. You don't want dirt in your fingernails. You don't want them long, jagged. You need them trimmed, clean, and presentable. Because ladies do notice your nails, guys. Think about it. If they're doing their nails, if they're going to the salon and spending, I don't even know how much women spend on manicures, to be honest. But if they're doing that for themselves, they're gonna notice it on you. So make sure your nails are presentable. Nobody's expecting you to, have the latest French manicure. I wouldn't expect you to, but clean, trim, have your cuticles trimmed as well. You guys can't go wrong. And this set is pretty cool. You've got your nail clipper. You've got this thing. I think it's a cuticle trimmer or something. A manicure scissors. A pair of the tweezers that we were talking about, so that'll be good for your eyebrows, like we mentioned earlier. Your cuticle trimmer. This goes around your nails and cuts it. I use this stuff. I don't even know what it's called. This is for earwax. I don't know why they included that in here, to be honest. A cuticle pusher that gets some of the dead skin down so that you can then use this, the cuticle trimmer, and then your nail file, which I was in my 30s when I learned that after you trim your nails with your nail clipper, you want to go around with your nail file to make it round, to make it smooth and round, instead of, like when you cut your nails and you got the little jagged points around there. Yeah, you're supposed to file that shit down. So can't go wrong with this, guys. This is from Pete and Pedro, a great set. Can't go wrong. Again, my discount code WellRounded10 will save you 10% on it. This is the gift you give yourself. Invest in yourselves. It just takes a little bit of effort, guys. Really, that's all it takes. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you follow these tips, your grooming game is gonna be top shelf #1, and stuff might happen. Just don't name it after me. And we will see you next time. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the social media things. Help me fight the YouTube algorithm. Ring the bell, okay, guys? We got a podcast out now. I know I've been slacking. Like I said before, I've been a little under the weather, so it's been kind of hard to record a podcast when you're coughing every 2 seconds. But episode 2 will be out pretty soon. And be sure to check out our website, thewellroundeddude.com. Dude15 gets you 15% off our total purchase, your total purchase, not our total purchase. And I will see you guys next time. And the podcast is available on most of the popular streaming platforms. You can just talk to your smart device and be like, hey, Alexa, hey, Google, I want to listen to the Well-Rounded Dude podcast, and it'll pop up. So I've been talking enough. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.